Hey, everybody, and welcome to day 9 of 30 days of how to find success with me, Jody Almond. And this is Real Talk with Jody Almond. And I want to share with you some more important concepts to help you to be able to discover success in your life in 30 days or less. And I believe that this is very attainable. I believe that you can start your journey towards your life of success if you will take and implement and put into practice the things that we're talking about in these sessions. I do appreciate you being on here with me today. And just real quickly, for those that may be joining me for the very first time, you see my logo above me. I am the founder and CEO of Solution Ministries, and it's a ministry where we do this every day. I am a life coach, a business coach, and a motivational speaker, as well as an author of a #1 Amazon best-selling book, Going All In, Finding Success Through Surrender. And above and beyond that, I am a pastor for over 20 years. And so I have a ton of expertise and experience to offer you in helping others, including myself, to find and live a life that is fulfilling, because you are living a significant life that is full of success. And so today I'm excited to get back into it with you. And so we're going to jump in. And again, this is, as I've already alluded to, this is 30 days of how to be successful with Jody Almond. And so it's a great opportunity just to jump in and get going. And I cannot wait to jump into this and get started with you. And so we're looking forward to what God has in store for us today. So without further ado, let's jump in and let's begin our teaching for today. How many of you have ever heard of Larry Walters? Larry Walters became famous worldwide for something that he decided to do back in mid-1982. It was July 2nd, 1982, and Larry Walters made a 45-minute flight in a homemade airship. Now, let me explain this to you. In 1982, Larry and his girlfriend at the time, Carol, purchased 45 8-foot weather balloons and obtained helium tanks from California Toy Time Balloons. They used a forged requisition from his employer to do this. Now, what he did was he attached those 43 balloons to his lawn chair. He filled them with helium, put on a parachute, strapped himself in the chair in the backyard of his home in San Pedro, California. On his lawn chair with him, he took a pellet gun, a CB radio, sandwiches, beer, and a camera. His plan was to go, like 30 feet in the air and just enjoy the view over his backyard. So he had his friends there, and what happened is when his friends cut the cord that tied his lawn chair to his Jeep, his chair rose rapidly to a height of about 16,000 feet and was spotted from 2 commercial airliners. Now, when this happened, Larry, of course, was frantic because he was expecting to go 30 feet. Now he's at 16,000 feet, over 3 miles in the air. And Larry is there, and he is so on edge that the only thing he knows to do is drink a few of those beers he took with him, right? And as he is drifting, it gets later and later. And so he's been there for 45 minutes in the sky. And all of a sudden, he gets to the point where, you're thinking and you're like, what happens? And so he was in contact with the REACT, which is a citizens band radio monitoring organization. And they recorded the conversation. And REACT says, what information do you wish me to tell the airport at this time as to your location and your difficulty? This is what Larry said. The difficulty is this was an unauthorized balloon launch. And I know I'm in federal airspace, and I'm sure my ground crew has alerted the proper authority, but just call them and tell them I'm okay. So after 45 minutes in the sky, he finally shoots out a few balloons, taking care not to unbalance the load. He then accidentally dropped his pellet gun overboard. If things couldn't get worse, right? He begins to descend slowly until the balloon's dangling cables got caught in a power line in Long Beach. The power line broke and it caused a 20-minute electricity blackout. He landed unharmed on the ground and immediately was arrested by waiting members of the Long Beach Police Department. Isn't that crazy? The aircraft has been dubbed the Inspiration, and Lawn Chair Larry was awarded the title of At-Risk Survivor in 1993 by the Darwin Awards. Now, the reason I share that with you is because I want to encourage you today. You see, Larry had one idea of what his potential was. He had no idea of the potential those 45 8-foot weather balloons had. He thought he was going to go a little ways, and those things took him a long ways. And the reason I share that with you today is because there's so many things in our life that if we're not careful, will kill our potential. They're potential predators. And some of those things I want to share with you in the next few episodes. And I believe I'd love to share all three in this episode, and I'm going to try. But the truth is I'll probably only get to one if I'm being totally honest with you today. So let me jump in and begin discussing it with you, because the first thing I want to share with you about the potential predator that can kill your potential and prevent it from happening is environment. And what I mean by that is this. I don't mean the place you live, okay? Look, Larry was from San Pedro. I've known people that have been from small towns that have never even been heard of that have had great success in their life. They've done amazing things. They've been able to accomplish great feats and do some remarkable things, making an impact on this world. It's not about the place you're from or where you're from. No, when I talk about your environment, I'm talking about the people, the who that is around you. Listen to what motivational speaker Jim Rohn said. He said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Did you hear what I said? Jim Rohn, motivational speaker, in one of his famous quotes said this: "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Now stop for just a minute as I'm talking and consider that. And ask yourself the question, who is my intimate inner circle? Who are the 5 people that I spend the most time with? How do they influence me? What are they speaking into my life? How are they giving me something I do not have? And what I mean by that is you should always have people that is better at something than you are. If you're the brightest person in the room, then you don't have any potential. You've reached your ceiling. And the truth of the matter is that you have more potential. You are just allowing your environment to stifle your potential. Now, don't get to the point you're not willing to help somebody. My philosophy is you should always have people that are better than something at you that you are trying to climb up to and achieve. And you should always have people that are lower than you that you're helping pull up. So you should have one hand reaching up where somebody's pulling you, and you should have another hand reaching down where you're pulling up. And the environment that you're creating by doing that is that you're helping people, but there's people helping you. So you're not the brightest guy in the room ever. So ask yourself the question, who are the people who are influencing me? Because so many of you right now have so much potential in your life, but the people around you are so negative and speaking so much negativity into your life that they keep telling you you're crazy, you'll never achieve anything, you'll never reach your goals, you can't do that, you can't achieve that. Listen, people will tell you things like that. There's always those people, for whatever reason, who do not see what you see. That's why it's your vision. That's why it's your dream. That's why it's your potential and your purpose. They're not meant to see it. Do you know probably how many people mocked and laughed at the Wright brothers? Can you imagine? Do you know how many people mocked Jesus because of what he was saying he was going to do and who he was? Jesus knew his potential. He told the disciples, if a seed does not die as it goes into the earth, it doesn't have the potential to reproduce and become a great tree. But here's the thing, is that he understood that he would die and reproduce and become the church, the greatest organism on planet Earth. And so here I want to encourage you that I want you to comprehend your potential. Your potential. Let me say it like this. Keep your life moving. What I mean by that is you can never settle and be successful. What are you saying, Jody? What I'm telling you today, listener, is this, is that you can't settle in life and achieve success. You might achieve some level of success, but there's always another level. There's always another tier. There's always another rung to climb on the ladder. There's always potential. There's always potential to go higher. See, so many of us are thinking like Larry. We're thinking, man, if I could just go 30 feet above my present location, I would be excited. But what if you could go 16,000 feet? What about that? What if Larry understood, hey, what if I double my balloons? I can go 32,000 feet. You see what I'm saying? Here's the catch, friend, is that your potential is what you limit it. You limit your potential. Potential is limitless because God said he was able to do exceeding abundant above all we ask or think. And so when we comprehend that, that means the potential that I think I have, when I feel like I've reached my ceiling of potential, God says I'll do exceeding abundant above that. So I encourage you today, do not let the predator of your environment destroy and prevent you from reaching your purpose's potential. You can be successful in life, but you're going to have to realize that you can't allow the people you're around to cause, listen to me, if the people that you're around on a regular basis, if those 5 people, those intimate circle people, if they're causing more stress than success in your life, you may want to find new friends. You may want to find new friends. You say, oh, but they're my family. Then hey, if it excludes your wife and your children, you may want to cut them out. You may want to cut them out. I mean, don't get divorced. I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you to kick your kids out of the house. I'm just saying, listen, you got to have people around you who are inspiring you, who are helping you, who are dream visionary people that are just positive people and influencers in your life. Who are the influencers in your life? Because who the influencers are is going to determine how high you can go. Your altitude is determined by your attitude. Recently, I was in a place not too long ago where I was around some folks who were very negative. And because of my situation, I was around them for several days. And there was a lot of negativity in the air and in the room and in the meetings and all this stuff. And so the thing is that, I'll be honest, it drained me. It drained me. I just couldn't handle much more because I'm not that person. I'm always the optimist. I always find the silver lining in the cloud. You throw me any bad situation, and that's just the way my brain works. Now, I thank God for that because a lot of people aren't that way. And I don't want you to think I think I'm better than you, because I've had my struggles with things, and I do have my negative moments. I'm not saying that at all. I have my moments of despair. I have my moments of doubt. I have my moments of dread. I have my moments of discouragement. I've even had my moments of death and resurrection. But I want to encourage you that you got to change your thinking. And to do that, you got to have people around you who are positively influencing you. I've said this for years. You can take 2 children from the very same demographic in every way, race, finances, the side of the tracks they grow on, everything. The only difference is their parents' parenting methods. And their parenting skills child A has parents that are telling him, you can be anything, you can achieve anything, you can do what you dream to do, you're great, you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're amazing, you're awesome, right? The same type of kid and the same everything. The only difference is child B, his parents are negative Nancy's. And if your name's Nancy, I'm not picking on you. His parents' names are negative Nancy. And so what you had with negative Ned and negative Nancy is they're constantly telling their kids, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're never going to make anything, you can't do this, you can't do that, you'll never achieve anything, quit dreaming, dreams don't come true, it's all fairy tales, da 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 da. And I will show you two kids that it doesn't matter the place they're from, it matters the people in their life speaking into them. Here's proof of it. You've heard of Ben Carson, who ran for president in our last election. Ben Carson, the man who's considered to have the miracle hands, who's a heart surgeon. Ben Carson, who is well known. He's an author, he's a surgeon, he does all these great things. Ben Carson has spoken about his life. He grew up in a very bad neighborhood. He grew up in a very detrimental place to most people in his neighborhood. The difference with Ben Carson and other kids is his mother would not allow him to go out and just hang out on the streets, but she encouraged him to read books. She encouraged him to feed his mind. She positively spoke into his life and said, you can be something. Here's you another example. Everybody knows Steve Harvey, right? Steve Harvey grew up in a hoodlum area. Steve Harvey grew up in a community where most people didn't make it out. Okay, Steve Harvey's mother was constantly telling him, baby, you're going to do great things. Sweetheart, God's got great plans for you. One day you're going to live in a big house on a hill, but don't forget what got you there and share it with other people. Can I tell you something? Steve Harvey has had his struggles. Steve Harvey has had his setbacks, but Steve Harvey understood his potential, and now he is living in the prosperity of his purpose and success because of his potential and because he had a good environment. I'm telling you folks, have the right environment. And so if people in your life are causing you more stress than success, find new people. Plant yourself in a new peer group. All right? So here's an example. Think about this. Lot, in the story in Genesis, you've got Abraham who has come out with his family and he's brought his nephew Lot along with him because his nephew Lot's father has passed away, Abraham's brother. They go on their journey and they both become very prosperous. They both have a lot of success. Now, listen, the only thing we can attribute that to for Lot is his influencers. Who's his influencer? Abraham. Abraham is teaching Lot how to be positive, how to find success, how to partner with God. And as he's doing that, Abraham understands, I've got great potential. And so what happens is Lot understands, I've got great potential because of Abraham who's influencing him. And so then you find that it gets to a point where they are both so successful that their employees, their herdsmen, can't get along. And so now they have a conflict of interest. And so Abraham goes to Lot, understanding a lot of things that I won't get into in this episode. But Abraham goes to Lot and he tells Lot, Lot, listen, you choose whatever property you want here where we're at. And so Lot begins to survey the property. And Lot sees the most beautiful piece of property that as far as his eye can see. And he says, that's where I want to have then, Abraham. And Abraham says, take your herdsmen and go dwell on that property. It's yours. I give it to you. And so that's what Lot does. Now, when Lot gets on the property, he's surveying his new home, and he sees that just in the horizon, there are the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And so Lot turns the door of his tent toward Sodom and Gomorrah, which ends up leading him to go dwell in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, which causes him to be influenced by the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. You see where I'm going? Because if you know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, it doesn't end pleasant, does it? It doesn't end with Lot being prosperous. It ends with Lot living in a cave with nothing to call his own. Everything he had has been destroyed in Sodom and Gomorrah by brimstone and fire. His wife has died. His daughters commit incest with him and get him drunk and sleep with their father, having his children. And so what you find is because of his environment, we find Lot not reaching his full potential. And I want to encourage you today, my friend. Let's not be like Lot. Let's not be like Lawn Chair Larry. Let's reach our potential. The only thing that'll hold you back is you. And today, one of the predators that could be stifling your success, it's very possible it's your environment. I pray to God that you will take an evaluation of your environment and realize that could be the thing stopping your elevation. And realize you have more potential than you could ever dream. I can't wait to jump into part 2 of this teaching with you next. So there it is, guys. I cannot wait to get into part 2 with you tomorrow. I'm excited about everything and looking forward to getting in with you. And we will be back here tomorrow at 7:30, and I'm looking forward to that, and I cannot wait to jump in with you. So with that being said, I hope this has been a blessing to you. There are things in your life that are potentially trying to kill you. All right. Not literally, but kill your dreams, kill your success, and kill your drive. And as we talked about today, one of those potential predators are your environment and the people that you allow yourself to be influenced by, not influencing, but influenced by. And those people can absolutely, if you're not careful, they will absolutely destroy your life. So you need to make sure you're around the right 5 people that are truly influencing your life. And if it aren't, then you need to find 5 people that can be positive influencers to your life. But until tomorrow, I hope you have a great day. And I would encourage you, share these videos with your friends and your family on Facebook, on social media. You can do that by just linking them to it and sharing it on your page. Or if you have those family members like I do that aren't on Facebook, you can send them to our YouTube page. And I will try by tomorrow to put a link up there for that YouTube page. It's just YouTube, and then you type in, you just look for The Solution as it's spelled up here, and you can find that information very quickly. And so I encourage you to share it. If it's been helpful to you, share it with others and let them be encouraged as well. And I'm excited about what is happening in your life right now in you finding success in 30 days or less. And this is how you do it, by applying these principles that I've been teaching you. So I hope you have a great day. And until tomorrow, God bless.